In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the defining features of future bass. Now, future bass is a bit of a strange one because there aren't too many really specific features you can point to that define the genre. Instead, it's more of a vibe with a few somewhat common but not necessary elements. So first of all, let me give you an example and then I'll point out some of these common elements. Pretty cool, right? So it's very floaty, electronic, there's a lot of emotional chord progressions in there. It's just got a bit of a vibe. When it comes to BPMs in future bass, it's a bit of a strange one and you have a lot of freedom. You can basically choose any BPM in the range about 60 to 110. Now, if you've got pretty keen eyes, you may have noticed that in this particular track, it's 165 BPM. That's purely because this track is working in half time, so it's not working at the normal 4 to the floor feel. Instead, the kicks and snares are on the first and third beats and not the 1, 2, 3, and 4 beats. So it's a nice slow beat and you dance to it in a different way compared to, say, drum and bass or techno or house. And while there aren't any defining drum patterns or features or elements you need to definitely have to make your track future bass, there are two things that are pretty common. First of all, a super saw sound, something like this. Or more specifically, a modulated super saw, so the overall amplitude or maybe the filter cutoff modulates over time. And also, it's quite common to have a vocal, either a full vocal or maybe just a vocal one-shot, pitched up and down or maybe processed in an interesting way. In this example, it sounds like this. So some cool little vocal one-shots with some interesting processing. And here's another example. Notice it's got a similar vibe, and that's the general vibe for future bass. Notice again the BPM of the project is 165, however the drums are half time, so the whole thing is effectively 82.5 BPM because the kicks and snares, the important ones, happen on the first and third beats of the bar. And that's the example of a modulated super saw in this example. Notice it doesn't have to be specifically a super saw, but something similar to a super saw with lots of harmonics and nice thick full sound. And that's pretty much it when it comes to future bass. There's no specific drum pattern, no specific BPM, it's just more of a vibe and more of a feeling.